Hi guys, it's Joshua from Inspired Fingers, and I believe you're doing great. I'm sorry it's been a while since I released the hands-on piano tutorial, and this is because I've been so busy, like very busy with a whole lot of stuff at once. Not just one, not just two, just so much. I need somebody who can be managing me, honestly. So, but don't worry, I would soon be releasing, tutorials and all that once again, and just like the way I used to do for you before. So don't touch the dial, and that's why I'm even here, so that I can just give you one or two tips that might help you going forward. So please don't touch the dial, even though it is not a radio station. Thank you so much. Okay, so during the week I got a message from a friend, and it was like asking, Joshua, how can I become a better musician, a balanced musician? A whole lot of us, we asked this question, and that's why I said no. Instead of replying as a comment, let me just make a video for it so that everybody can benefit from this. So one thing I want to say first before I delve into my answer is this. Please, time is a very crucial factor in anything you want to achieve in this life. It doesn't matter what you want to achieve. It's not just restricted to music. Time is a very crucial factor in anything you want to achieve in this life. So bringing it back to music, if you practice the right things over time, just give it time, just be patient. Over time, definitely you're going to get there. You're going to get there, honestly. And I know we cannot be satisfied. We can never be satisfied, but you get to a point where you know that, okay, you're good, like you're really good. So that's how it works. I myself talking to you, I didn't get here overnight. It took me years. I mean, over a decade. So, so it's just a matter of time. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, going further, to answer your question, I'll say this: it's not a plug and play kind of answer, okay? Because two different people have the two different methods, okay, two different preference. Someone might say 2 + 2 is what he prefers. The other person might say 2 × 2 is what he prefers, but the goal is 4. That's the answer I want to get. So we are all heading towards perfection, although this one feels that, or he feels that multiplication is much faster. The other person thinks addition is much simpler. So it depends on the method you want to use to get to your destination, which is the perfection we're talking about. All right, now why I'm saying this is because I have my own opinion, which might not be the final say, understand, but that's what works for me, and I believe if you apply it, it might work for you as well. So just pay attention to what I'm going to say. Okay, so generally, if you ask someone this question, how can I become a balanced musician? Generally, what comes to mind is this: practice scales, practice chords, practice this, practice that, and each and every one of those music concepts, become a pro at each and every one of them. That's what they tell you. So that when you combine them now, you become a all-round grounded musician and all that. Well, that might be achievable, but that's a robust responsibility. I don't think it's that easy, especially because you need to commit a whole lot of stuff. I'm not just talking about the practice. You have to commit finances. You have to look for a proper tutor that will help you, because we're talking about discipline here. We need somebody that can discipline you. You need somebody that is well grounded himself, that can help you through the process. So it's not something that you just want to achieve on. You might try, because I myself, I attempted to become a pro at each and every one of them so that I can now combine them and become. But when I saw it's not that feasible, I had to devise a method of working smartly and not just hard. You understand? Hard work pays, but in the same process, you have to think of how to work smartly. And that's why technology and all that comes in play, so that it can help us to work smartly and not just hard. In fact, more efficiently. So, yeah. To go down straight to the point I'm trying to make is this: when I saw it wasn't feasible for me, especially in our location, Nigeria, where we don't have access to student loans and all that to get proper tutelage from the likes of Berkeley or Trinity College and whatever, I had to say no. Let me just try as much as possible. When I see a music material, what I would just do is, on the surface, get an optimal knowledge of what the material is talking about. Okay, so I don't spend too much time. So what I do is this: when I get that optimal knowledge, I just try to use it in the best way I can, and I just make sure that whenever somebody asks me about something like that, let me say skills, for instance, I have something to say, something reasonable to say. If the person comes and asks me about chords, since I have had access to materials on chord substitutions and all that, I just have something to say as well, because I have the optimal knowledge, not too much in-depth knowledge. Get the point? I did not struggle too much to get deep knowledge, very, very deep. Well, to some people, they might feel like I'm very deep. I understand. I've been doing this for years, but I can tell you that I still have a very long way to go when it comes to deep understanding of music concepts. I still have a long way to go. I'm not trying to downplay myself. I'm telling you the truth, and I believe you have to be truthful about yourself as well when it comes to what you know. So, yeah, I just try to get that knowledge, that optimal knowledge, and apply it. Now, when you apply things to what you have before, you become much more better. Like, you become balanced. It works. I'm telling you what I've applied, and it works. Okay. Then after getting that optimal knowledge, I kind of shift to the tutor that is actually teaching, and I try to understand the way the guy is thinking, his thought process, the way he feels music, the way he expresses music. I try to understand his mentality when it comes to music. I try to understand his strengths, especially his strengths. Because if you line up like 5 pro musicians, you will discover that each and every one of them have where they excel at. Some of them, it comes to some certain kind of styles. Some of them, it's jazz. Some of them, it's gospel. Some of them, it's, different ethnic, kind of music, styles of music. Some of them, it's at chords. Some of them, it's at scales. Some of them, they have a lot of riffs and runs. Some of them, they have a lot of insane chord placements and movements. Some of them, it's not even about the music they play. Some of them, it's about the charisma, the way they are able to carry their audience along, the way they hypnotize. Sorry for using the word hypnotize, but that's the closest word I can use. The way they hypnotize, their audience. They know how to throw the sticks up and they'll throw the sticks up, and everybody's like wow, clapping for them. They've got their audience and people are spraying their money. So that's how it works. So try to know where these guys, each and every one of them, excel, and try to study each and every one of them differently. Now, you're not even trying to get everything they're doing. Like, you're not trying to get note for note of the chords. Just listen extensively. Try to listen extensively so that it helps you broaden your exposure to music ideas. And by that way, you improve yourself subconsciously. Yeah, because it's just adding into your memory bank, your vocabulary and everything, even though you're not sitting down. Like, I tell people a lot, I don't really sit down to start getting note for note. Did he play C sharp, E, F? I don't have that time. I've done that in the past. You understand? Well, that's why you have to, if you're at the beginning stage, you have to do all those things too. Like, you have to imitate a little bit. But, when you get to a point where you have gotten sufficient music vocabulary or chord vocabulary, whatever, your music memory bank, all you have to start doing is start listening to stuffs extensively. So when you listen, it forms a stronghold of you subconsciously. So that's why when you listen to different things and you come up on the keyboard, somehow it influences the way you play automatically. I'm saying automatically, even without you sitting down to score what Travis Sales did or what Jason Tyson did. So I hope you get the point. And that's what brings out that uniqueness. That's what makes you balanced. That's what brings that respect. I know how many people respect me because of my sound is different from anybody. I listen to a whole lot of people at the top, but man, because I do not sit down to become a robot of somebody, it helps me to generate my own sound. So when I listen and I try to somehow subconsciously, that information is within me that I've listened that I've heard from Corey Henry, but I did not sit down to get exactly his chords. So when I come on the keyboard and I want to imitate, I'm not even trying to imitate him consciously, it's subconsciously, because it's already forming a stronghold of me. So when I try to do that, in the beat to do that, I know I'm not getting it exactly, but in the beat to do that, it forms a new sound. A new sound is being created, and that's how I get my new sound. So that's why I respect people of, Godwin Hillary, those guys like Hillary, especially Hillary. I love the way he plays because he has his own sound. When anywhere you hear Hillary, you know this is Hillary that is playing. If you hear Kevin Bond, you know it's Kevin Bond. If you hear Mastercraft, you know it's Mastercraft. Anybody else that plays something that looks like Kevin, everybody know he stole it from Kevin Bond. And that's not the kind of musician you want to be. Yes, we learn from different people. Sometimes it's allowed to get exactly the same idea from somebody. But what I'm trying to say is this: for you to get or go further and for you to be more balanced, you have to know how to convert things and start releasing it in the way you understand it or in the way you see things. To become a better student at a certain subject or a certain course, what you need to do is this: don't just get what the lecturer did word for word. Try to explain it in your own way. That's what brings inventions. That's what brings different perspectives to things. That's what brings new ideas, new thoughts, that's what creativity is all about. In your own way. And your uniqueness comes out definitely. And that's how you become balanced. Do you get a point? Okay, so I believe I'm not confusing you because I've tried as much as possible to break this down in the simplest term as I can, or in the simplest way as I can do it. However, feel free to drop your comments and all that, and I'll be willing to, receive you. Thank you so much, and take care of yourself. Goodbye.